Alright, let's see what the fuck we gonna do today. Let's see what the fuck is on the fucking menu for today, you guys. How's everybody doing? Let's see, what the hell was I going to check? Alright. Well, first and foremost, welcome everybody to installment number 3 of the DRXPerience. As always, it is your host, DRX. Today is a very, 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 very special day. And I think you guys know why. You feel me? That's right, guys. We finally got our fucking merch. I finally got my sweater. My DRX sweater. I love this shit so fucking much. I've been wearing this shit like since yesterday, and I don't think I'm gonna take it off anytime soon. And first off, I want to thank everybody who's been supporting me with the merch. Thank you to everyone who's bought a sweater. I honestly did not expect anyone to buy a sweater, so just anyone who has bought one has like completely just caught me off guard. But if y'all are interested in purchasing a DRX hoodie, here's the link. And make sure you guys enjoy it. As always, follow me on all my socials. Let's try and grow all over this fucking bitch. You feel me? Alright. There's such a thing as the perfect whoops, I don't know what the fuck that is. And I didn't make it up. Let's go to Google. Alright, guys. So, I feel like for today's topic of interest, something that like I've been thinking about lately is this question that I've constantly asked myself, and it's is there such a thing as the perfect moment or as the right time? Like, is there such a thing as that? Let me see. Let me get into a Discord call with myself. Hopefully I'll sound better. I don't want you guys to hear my AC in the back. Let's see. Alright, that's better. Alright, so yeah. One thing I was like, something that really crosses my mind a lot, and something that really comes to my head a lot is there such thing as the perfect moment? You know? And I feel like a lot of times in life, we hold ourselves back from acting. And I don't mean acting in a sense of like hey, nice to meet you, buddy. Like, no, not acting like that. You feel me? But I feel like in a form of like taking action. Um, I feel like a lot of times people say, "Oh, don't worry, the right time will come." The right, when the time comes, it'll. I personally, my personal stance on this is, I don't think there is really such a thing as like the perfect moment or like the right time to do something. I feel like in life, whenever you truly like want something out of life, you kind of you've kind of have to like you kind of just have to go after it yourself. You understand me? In life, there will never be such a thing as the right time or the perfect moment. You understand? The perfect moment comes when you create it. You feel me? Like, you have to think, if everyone says that the world is truly how you see it, then that means you have every power inside you to create your own perfect moments. Because you have to understand that time is a man-made construct. You feel me? Like, time is man-made construct. Like, time isn't real. You feel me? Like, time was created by humans. Time isn't something that's like tangent. Time was created by humans so we can like keep track of stuff. You get me? Like, the concept of time is man-made. You get me? Like, time was created by people, so it truly isn't a real thing. You get me? Like, why do you think when it's like 4 a.m. for us, it's like 12 a.m. somewhere else, or 2 or 3 a.m. somewhere else? Because it's not the same everywhere. You get me? Time is different. And so the reason why I wanted to bring up this conversation about time today is because I feel like time is man's biggest enemy. You feel me? Time does not stop for anybody. When someone passes away in your family, it kind of just feels like, you kind of just wish the world would kind of stop and just pause for a minute, but it doesn't. You feel me? Time just keeps moving forward. The time, the hands of time do not stop ticking. You feel me? Every second, you have to think of it as like a second wasted. There are 24 hours in a day, so if you're sleeping 8 of those 24 hours, you got to think you've already wasted a third of your day. If you go to work for another 8 hours, that's already 2/3 of your day, meaning you only have about 8 hours left in your day to make something count, to do something with your life, to do something that'll, that's bigger than you. You feel me? And yeah, I feel like the perfect timing doesn't exist. You feel me? One example I can think of is like I remember when I first started streaming. You get me? Like, I first started streaming about maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and at the time I was just streaming Fortnite, and I didn't have a real setup. I didn't have monitors. I didn't have a PC. I didn't have anything. You feel me? All I was doing was using my PlayStation to stream. And I really hated it because I used to see other streamers and I seen how they had like all these crazy setups and all these PCs and but at the time, like, I really just enjoyed gaming and streaming, so I just did it. And somewhere along the road, I lost all motivation for it. I kept thinking, damn, like, I'm not growing, people aren't following me. I don't have a proper setup. I don't even have monitors. I can't even read chat, and I feel like all those were just like IRL excuses that I made for myself to compensate for the fact that, I was giving up on this dream of mine. And so, yeah, I stopped streaming. And I kept gaming. Gaming was always something that I've always enjoyed. It's something that I've always loved. It's something that I've always done. You know, I think two of my biggest passions in this world are gaming and soccer, you know. And I'll be honest with you guys, my passion for soccer, my love for soccer has like it's gone missing, you know. Like I am not as passionate about soccer as I was maybe 3-4 years back when me and my friends would all just talk about soccer. You know, we were on top of like the newest games being played. We were on top of like which players were being transferred. We were on top of like, you know, who won the Champions League, who won the Spanish League. Soccer was just like a really huge staple in my life at the time. And same thing, you know, it's like one of my first ever biggest dreams, like even before gaming, like it was to be a professional soccer player, you know. And I personally felt like I never had the right support in terms of like, you know, I felt like my parents like didn't full on support me becoming an athlete. Every time I would tell them that I wanted to be a professional soccer player, they would always tell me, "Oh, you got to be more realistic. You know, you got to go to school and get a diploma and get a degree and get a realistic job, because that's not realistic. You know, like the odds of you becoming professional are slim." You know, and it was that same like, you know, those same words from my parents that like destroyed and like kind of ruined that dream for me, you know. And at the end of the day, it's my fault. You know, it's my fault for allowing other people to get in the way of what I want out of life. You know, like if I truly would have wanted to continue playing soccer, I could have done it if I really wanted to. You know, even if they didn't support me, I would have found a way, because when you really want to do something, you don't fucking wait. You know, you don't wait for the right moment or for the right time to do something. You just act on it. You know, you do it. You know, you just go out and do things. You get me? And so yeah, fast forward, you know, I stopped playing soccer. I started gaming a lot more. You know, I stopped streaming for a bit. And I told myself, you know what, I want to like just stream whenever I feel like it, you know. So here I was, you know, like streaming a couple games that like no one really knew about, The Last of Us 2. And yeah, I still had like my same PC build, you know. It wasn't really PC build, sorry. I still have my PlayStation, you know. I have no build. And at this point, I was playing Apex like every day. Apex Legend is this fucking amazing game, but that's besides the point. So basically, I finally saved up enough money last year, or I'm sorry, in 2019. Wait, no, this game came out 2020, didn't it? Well, I'm not really sure when. I believe it was July 2019 that I got my PC, you know. And I remember telling myself, like, once I buy this PC, like, I'm just gonna full on chase my dream of like streaming, you know. Like, I'm just gonna like follow through with my dream, you know. Like, I don't care if my parents don't like it. I don't care if, you know, I don't care what people think, you know. Like, I'm gonna fucking do this because this is something that like I've always wanted to do for myself. And so yeah, I started streaming more consistently, more consecutively, and honestly, it was probably one of the best choices that I've ever like made for myself, you know. I'm happy that I decided to do something that I wanted to do. I didn't have to listen to my parents, because you know they moved out, and so since they weren't living here, or they're not living here, I don't have like my mom constantly like getting mad at me because I'm in my room playing video games all day, you get me? But it's crazy to think that I'm 25, and or like I was like 23, 22 at the time, and my mom was still telling me what to do. Welcome to Hispanic households, you know, where it doesn't matter how old you are. If you're living in the roof of your mother, if you're living under the roof of your mother's house, you will listen to what your mother says, and it does not matter what you think or what you say, because at the end of the day, they are the parents, and that's all the reasoning they need, is that they're the parents. And honestly, that's like another topic. Like, one thing that I've never really liked, I guess, in certain parenting styles is when parents don't really give you reasoning to argue. You know, when they say, hey, you know what, this is what it is, and I'm the parent, and that's it. You know, like no ifs, ands, or buts. And that's something that like I felt like I grew up to resent a lot, because I feel like that has really like messed with my life as an adult, to the point where it's like I constantly feel like I work better when people like not order or boss me around, but like when, you know, I feel like it taught me to become a people pleaser. You know, I feel like that's what it was. It was like I feel like my dreams of doing whatever I wanted to do were shut down so quickly that, you know, I quickly became realistic. You feel me? Like I feel like since elementary school, like I already had a realistic perspective on what life was. I remember talking to my parents about like death and things like that in elementary school, you know, and it was like around the age of like 11 or 12 when I told myself, you know what, like I don't want birthday parties no more. Like it was weird. If I'm honest with you guys, birthday parties became like something more depressing for me. You know, it wasn't like something happy for me. Like, yeah, it feels nice to have your family around, to be surrounded by the people that you love, you know, your family and all that. But to me, it was a constant like realization that like one day all of this is going to be gone. You know, like one day things are not going to be the same. You know, one day it's going to be my birthday and my mom and dad are no longer going to be here, and my brothers are going to like have their own lives, and they're going to have their, you know, live somewhere else, and you know, it's things just not going to be the same. So I always got super depressed around my birthday, because I don't know, to me my birthdays were more so a realization that like time is passing by and we're only getting older. You know, it's that same old thing of like when you're young, you want to be old because you don't want to listen to people. You want to be your own boss. You don't want, you know, you want to be independent, you know. And when you finally get older, it's like, damn, like I really wish I was a kid again. I wish I didn't fucking stress about half the things I stress about. I wish that you know, I didn't have the thoughts that I have in my head today. You get me? So it's crazy, you know, but it is what it is. And I feel like that's the type of lifestyle I grew up. I remember like constantly having to please like my parents in order to like for me to feel like any sort of achievement. Like when it came down to asking me like, hey, what is it that you want to do with your life, you know, I was always clueless. Like 100% of the time that they asked me what I wanted to be or do in college, I didn't know, because it's like, how do you expect somebody to know what they want to do for the rest of their lives? You get me? Like, how do you know what you want to do for the rest of your life? Like, how do you just settle down one day and say, hey, you know what, I'm 18 years old, I still have like 40-50 years of life left, I want to do this for the rest of my life? Like, no, that's not the type of life that I felt like I wanted to live. Like, but at the time as a kid, you know, you fear your parents, you know, like you want your parents to be proud of you. You want your parents to be happy. You want your parents, you know, you want to like not feel like you're a failure to your parents. You get me? And that's what led me to constantly like just tell my mom, I want to be a nurse, or I want to be a doctor, you know, I want to go into the medical field, you know, I want to do something big, you know. And every time I would tell them that, you know, it would bring like the biggest smile on their faces. They were like so happy. They'd be like so content. Like, yeah, like that's exactly what we want to hear, you know, like that's what we want to hear our son telling us. And so yeah, I pretty much kept doing that all the way up until high school. You know, I just kept fucking listening to what people told me to do, because I didn't like confrontation, you know, like I've never been the type to like confrontation. I don't like drama. I like to keep away from all that shit. I like to keep my lifestyle very like low key and private, kind of. Like I'm not really like, if people start arguing, I'm the type to like just walk out of the room, because I just don't have the energy for that. Like I don't have the energy and time for that. Like it takes less energy to like be calm and relaxed and happy than it does to like be mad at someone or to be angry or to like want to stir drama or create conflict, like, you know. And we got to be realistic with ourselves sometimes, you know. We got to understand that conflict is part of life, you know. A lot of times, you know, people don't want to say things or bring things up because they're scared of the reaction, you know. Like sometimes you want to say something to your parents or you want to say something to somebody, but you don't, you know. You're scared because you don't know how they're going to react to what you tell them, you know. You don't know how they're going to feel about what you say. What you say might hurt them. It might not be what they want to hear. And so a lot of times we hold back and we prevent ourselves from speaking up. And what that really ends up doing is that you're pretty much just holding that in. Every single time you don't speak up for something and speak up for yourself, you're really just holding all that energy inside you, to the point where, like, you know, one day the wrong person might just say the wrong thing and then boom, you know, you snap. You just, everything that's pent up inside just comes out, you know. And a lot of the times we end up taking it out on the wrong person, because once again, it could just be a random day that someone just, you know, tipped the iceberg, you know. It was the feather that broke the basket, you know. It was just, you know, the wrong person at the wrong time. And a lot of times it's, you know, that person ends up receiving all those days, months, weeks, years of pent up negative energy that we have inside stored because we refuse to speak up for ourselves. And so that was my issue, was that I was always scared to speak up against my parents. I was always afraid of how people would think about me, what people would think about me when I told them that I didn't want to, you know, do what they thought I wanted to do, you know. And so for the longest time, like from middle school, high school, and college, like I felt like I was living some sort of like a fake lifestyle, you know. I felt like when I got home and I was able to play PlayStation and hop on the game with my friends or go play soccer and hang out with them, I feel like those were the few moments that I could truly just be myself and let loose and like be comfortable and be myself. And, you know, there were times where I would come home and my parents were here and they're just, did you do your homework? Did you do this? Did you do that? You know, and it kind of just felt like I was living a false lifestyle, you know, like a false life. Like I wasn't being true to myself. You know, I hadn't been true to myself. You know, I'm telling you guys, like, I had a pretty quick understanding of how the world worked at such a young age. Like I was always like so like informed. Like I used to just remember going on Google and watching videos on YouTube and just like, you know, you have the power of the internet at your hands as a child, you know, and I took that to my advantage to like, you know, explore different topics. And every time I had a question, you know, like growing up in my house, like I never felt like I could ask questions, you know. I felt like my dad didn't really know how to help me with homework because, you know, he just didn't know. He would work all day and come home tired. You know, my mom, she didn't have an education either, you know, so coming to her for help was, you know, no help for me at all. My older brothers, you know, none of them, you know, truly went to school per se or had a proper education, you know. So like knowing how tired my mom was taking care of all of us, and like, you know, it was a hassle, you know, living in a house with 7 men or like 6 men and a girl. It can be very, very tough, you know. And so I remember coming home and like I would just try my hardest to stay out of everybody's way, you know. I would just go straight to my room, you know. I'd stay out of my mom's way, that way if she's tired or if she's cleaning, you know, I'm not bothering her or in her way. And I just kind of learned to do things on my own. Like I learned to solve things on my own. You get me? I learned pretty soon and pretty quickly that I don't need help from anybody. You know, like I don't really need assistance to do things, you know. Like I just need to crack my head a little and I can do it. You know, I might not do it the right way. It might not be, you know, because I don't have anybody to show me the right way. But I'm doing things and learning things in my own manner, you know. And so yeah, like once again, you know, from elementary all the way up to high school, like I just learned to like keep to myself, to not really speak up too much, you know, kind of just stay out of people's way. Like I don't want to feel like I'm bothering people. Like I don't want to feel like a nuisance. I don't want to feel like I'm in your way. And I've kind of always felt that way, you know, like I kind of always felt like I don't want to bother people, you know. I feel like I can, you know, sometimes I bother people, you know, and I don't want to do that, you know. And so yeah, like all these years I just lived a fake lifestyle, you know, just trying to like keep my parents happy, you know, staying quiet about the things that I didn't see fit. And every time I tried speaking up about, you know, what I didn't see fit, I would just start crying because like I'm a very like sentimental person, you feel me? Like I don't even cry because I'm sad. Like I cry out of frustration because like of all the feelings that I feel, you know, like I just get overwhelmed with like tons of feelings. And yeah, like it, you know, when you hold things in for so long and like you finally get a chance to like let it out, you don't know how to properly let it out because it's just so much, like it's so much like problems and a lot of things that you've just held in that you don't know where to begin with, you know. You don't know where to begin, you just let everything all out at once. And yeah, it pretty much got to the point where I was completely just fed up, like fed up. Like I was just like, you know what, I'm fucking tired of this shit, you know. I'm fucking tired of this shit, you know. I'm tired of always being the person that's driving my friends around to go to parties. I'm tired of my friends always, you know, fucking up my car, fucking leaving blunt ashes all over the car, fucking dropping food in my car. Like I'm tired of like, you know, people fucking stepping over me. I'm tired of trying to please people. You know, I'm tired of making everybody but myself happy. And I'm tired of, you know, fucking holding shit in and storing it and being angry and being this negative person, being this super negative person. Because all throughout high school and college, I was just this fucking negative cloud of energy. Like I was just this negative person. Like at that point in my life, I was the type of dude that would like say some shit to like kind of messing around, but then I would just like be super fucking cold and serious about shit. And I would like literally like my goal was to make people feel like shit, you know. I it's not, I'm not trying to say I was a bully. I guess I wasn't like a physical bully, but I was a very very big verbal mental abuser, you know. And you know, once again, like I'm not trying to blame my childhood or the way that I was raised, you know, because it is what it is, you know. Like I did what I did because of the way things were, you know. And I feel like what's important now is that I've become aware of like how I've been, you know, being toxic in my own life, how I've been self-sabotaging my own life for the longest. And hold on. Whew. Shout out to fucking 805 breweries though. If you have not tried 805, you guys should fucking try one. These are some of the best beers in fucking Los Angeles. I don't know if they sell them outside of LA. I'm pretty sure Ventura sells them, Orange County sells them. I don't know if fucking they sell them up north, but if you have not tried an 805, you gotta try an ice cold 805. Alright, now back to story time. And so yeah, I was just tired, man. I was just tired of feeling like I was the person taking in everything, you know. Like even in my relationship, even in my first relationship, like there were so many times that like I never spoke up and said things because I just didn't want unnecessary drama. You get me? And I feel like in that 5-year relationship that I was in, and in like the minimal relationships, you know, like the 1 week or the 1 month that relationships that I got into, like it was the same thing. Like I just never really spoke up, and at the end of the day, it was always my partner, the one like always like bringing shit up, like, hey, you're fucking up in this, or hey, you're fucking up with that. And it's like, damn, bro, like you're always trying to like start something, you're always trying to fight, like you're always trying to argue, like, you know, like you're always constantly telling me like what the fuck I'm doing bad in, like when, you know, when are you gonna tell me what I'm doing good in? You know, like, am I not good at anything? Like, do I not do anything good for us? And yeah, man, I want to say it was a little bit after. Well, if you guys want to know the full story, so this was the year was 2017, and I was working, I was making good money, I was, you know, I was starting to live life because my parents prohibited me from doing a lot of things growing up. Like growing up, I was never allowed to go to friends' birthday parties. My mom would never let me go to my friend's birthday party. She would never let me sleep over at my friend's house. I remember my cousins had a sleepover like around Christmas time, and like all my cousins that are like my age were there at my other cousin's house, you know, and they were like, "Oh, like we're all gonna sleep over here and spend Christmas here." And my mom just never let me, you know, and at that point in time I was too young to understand why. But now that I'm older, you know, I'm a lot more grateful towards the reasons why she was the way that she was, you know. My mom has, you know, been there for me in every aspect of my life, and I truly love her, and everything that I try and do is for her, you know, like it's for her, it's to give her back the world. But you know, I just wish that growing up she would have been a little bit more like understanding when it came to like having conversations about like just anything, you know, because the majority of the times, like if my mom saw something on the news, and you know, that was it, you know, like whatever new rule she implemented, like that was the rule, and there was no arguing, you know. It was always whatever she said went, you know. And so yeah, I was just trained like that, you know. I feel like not trained, but my way of thinking comes from like, tell me what, like just tell me directly what you want from me and I'm gonna do it, you know. I'm not the type to like guess or you know, things like that, because my mom was very direct with me, you know. My parents were very direct in terms of like what they wanted from me, and when they wanted things done and how they wanted things done. And it's because of that that like I feel like I'm, you know, in terms of like when it comes to work, it's kind of hard for me to set up like a schedule of like what I want to get done and how I want to do things. But if I have my boss telling me this is what I want done, boom 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 boom, you best believe I'm gonna fucking hustle my ass and get that shit done. But yeah, I was getting really stressed out in my relationship because it just constantly felt like I was fucking up, like I wasn't doing anything right, like I, you know, she was always trying to argue with me. And that's the thing too, is that a lot of times when we have problems with people, we don't know how to articulate, we don't know how to communicate. You know, communication and having conversation isn't just about talking about, you know, one thing. It's about how you talk about things, you know. It's the tone, it's the attitude in which you bring, you know. Like if someone fucking comes up to you and says, I got a fucking problem with you, bro, I got a fucking problem with you,
you're not that guy, pal. Trust me, you're not that guy.
That's what you tell them. You get me? You just say, you're not that guy, pal, chill the fuck out, you know.
Ain't no fucking way, boy.
Ain't no fucking way you gonna be talking to me like that, alright? If someone comes up to you and tells you some shit like that, you automatically think that person wants to fight, you know. Hey, I got a fucking problem with you, bro. Like, you automatically assume that person wants to fight. And it's because of the energy in the voice. It's because of the tone. It's because of the attitude, you know. It's because of the way he's presenting the problem. Versus if someone comes up to you and says, hey man, like I was hoping that we can talk because I feel like there's a problem, you know, I got a problem and I feel like we need to talk about it. If you come at somebody like that, that makes you seem like you're more understanding, like you're more willing to talk about something. Like, you know, I have something I want to tell you, but I want to discuss it, you know. And so a lot of times, like, communication has a lot to do with how we say things, the manner in which we say things. And a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people think it's just, I blah, 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 I got a problem with you. I want to say this. I want to say that. And, when you come at somebody and you kind of make them feel like, you have their backs on the ropes, it's obvious that person is going to try and defend themselves. That person is going to defend themselves because the way that you're coming at them is kind of like not trying to communicate. It's more so trying to confrontate. You get me? And so, yeah, I just feel like we had a lot of communication problems, me and my ex, and it just constantly felt like I was a problem, like I couldn't do anything right, and that relationship, like, I was in that relationship for about 5 years. So, like, at that point in time, it was like very important to me. You get me? Like, it was something really, really big in my life. Like, it was a big aspect in my life. It was like a big source of like my stress. Like a big part of my stress came from that relationship, and feeling like I can't do shit right, and feeling like I'm always fucking up, and like, so that was one thing that was bugging me. The next thing that was bugging me in 2017, like around that time, was school. So once again, I was working, I was making money, I was partying like every fucking weekend, just doing whatever the fuck I wanted. I was fucking smoking weed with my friends, driving them around, picking them up, dropping them off. Every weekend I'd be the one driving, going to parties. Like, I was always the person, scooping everybody up. I had everybody in my whip. The homies would always smoke in my car. I would fucking go to eat. I had a Civic, so I could fit 5 people. No one else, I think, had a car at the time. And so, yeah, like, these dudes wouldn't even fucking like, oh, here's $10 for gas, or let me smoke you out, or let me pay for your food. Like, it was never shit like that. And it sucked because I was the one driving, I was the one filling up the tank. I would still offer to fucking, at times pay for their food. And I was always the one that had weed on them. You feel me? Because I had my recreational card. This was back then when you needed a medical marijuana card to purchase marijuana. And so I had one. And so I always had fucking shit on me, And so I was, because of the kindness of my heart, because of the person that I am, I was just always like, what, bro, I got you, like, I just want your company, like, I just want you as a friend to give me company while we smoke, like, we both like smoking, then keep me company. Like, I like having people around, and these days I prefer my solitude. I prefer being lonely and my lonesome. But back then, man, I love having people around me, like, I love having my squad. But yeah, I was making money. I had more freedom because I didn't have to rely on my parents to do things for me, to give me money for this, to give me money for that. So, I was getting a taste for the world. I was 18 at the time, and I was just like, getting a taste of the world. And me and my ex were on and off a lot, and there were moments where we'd be like off for like months, 2-3 months. And when I was young, my mindset was completely different than what it is now. You get me? Like, I was young and I was in that relationship since I was like 17. So now fast forward, like, I'm 19, almost 20. It's like, damn, like, I'm single. I download Tinder, start fucking swiping with them bitches. Like, every single time I swipe right, like, every other swipe was like a fucking match. You feel me? And it's not something that, like, I'm trying to like say to be proud of, but I'm just like, explaining my story. But yeah, I quickly, like, I think I downloaded and uninstalled Tinder about 3 or 4 times, and the first time I ever installed it, I just couldn't get any fucking matches. Like, I was like not getting any bitches, because I just didn't know how to talk to women. I was in a relationship with one girl for 3-4 years of my life. Like, I didn't know other women outside of her existed, and so she just started blaming me for a lot of shit. She kept, confronting me about issues, but she just didn't know how to, she didn't know how to communicate the problems that she's had. So it was always arguing, you know. It was never really like communication and understanding and comprehension. It was always like arguments, you know. And so yeah, like it got to the point where like I just felt like, bro, like I'm always fucking, you know, I'm never doing anything right. I can never please you. You're always fucking mad about this. You're always mad about that. You always want to argue. You know, you're the one always bringing shit up. I don't ever bring shit up. But that was my fault. You know, I had a lot inside me that I had wanted to tell her. But because I hated confrontation, because I didn't like confronting people, and like I didn't like the reactions that they would get when I truly told them how I felt, I stayed quiet. You know, but it got to the point where like I just felt like she didn't like me anymore. Like she didn't want me, she didn't like me. So then why was she with me? You know, are you with me because you're just comfortable with me because of the time we have together, because you're scared to start all over and find someone new? Like fuck that, you know. Like I don't want somebody to be with me for those reasons, you know. Like I want somebody to be with me because they love me, because they care about me, because they want to be with me, you know. And I didn't feel any of that from her. So at work at the mall, you know, across from me there was a restaurant, and there was this girl that worked there, you know, and she was like a brand new worker there. And this one time she came to my job, and I used to work in the front before I was a cook at Panda. This was like my first time working at Panda. And she came up to like order food, and like she was just so like confident. She was just like, you're very handsome, like you're very cute. Like she was legit just like throwing me all these compliments. She had me feeling like I was a fucking female and she was the man, you know. Like she had me like all gassed up and shit. Like my cheeks were like, I kid you not, my cheeks were like red and rosy. It had been a long time since someone ever like complimented me and made me feel like I'm not a fucking complete fuck up, you know. And so I was, you know, it was literally the devil on my shoulder just trying to tempt me, you know. And it took about a month for me to like, no, maybe like a month and a half of like her constantly coming to my job, you know, trying to like talk to me. She didn't know I had a girlfriend, and you know, I didn't really talk to her to the point where like we were close and cool, because I just didn't feel the need to like talk to her, you get me. And then one day she just came, you know, in regular like clothing, not work clothing, and I was like, damn, bro, like she low-key pretty bad. She started talking to me, and I was like, fuck. I was like, you know what, let me get your number, you know, I'll hit you up, we can kick it. And I'm not proud of what I did, but yeah, I did cheat. You know, I did cheat on my first relationship, you know. And I'm not trying to justify it by saying that she made me feel like shit, because nothing justifies cheating, you know. Nothing justifies it. Like if you're not happy in a relationship, leave. You know, why waste that person's time? Why break down that person? Why fuck that person's way of thinking up? Why fuck that person's trust? You know, all because I couldn't have the fucking balls to speak up and be a man and say, I don't want to be with you. You know, you don't make me happy no more. You make me feel like I constantly fuck up. I don't want to be with you. I couldn't fucking do that, because once again, I was always a fucking bitch. Like from elementary school up until high school, like I could never, ever speak how I felt. You know, I could never say how I felt, because I was always scared of like hurting the people that were close to me. Like I didn't want to hurt the people that I love by telling people how I truly felt. You know, like I was scared of how they were going to react, you know. And so yeah, you know, like 2017, I'm stressing out about my relationship with my girl. You know, she's constantly making me feel like I'm not shit. She's constantly arguing with me. We've been together for about 3-4 years, you know, it's a long time. So she's a very huge staple in my life. That's one thing. 2, I'm working and I'm making money. I'm going out a lot. I'm experiencing my life. I'm enjoying myself. I'm tasting freedom. The freedom that my parents never allowed me to have growing up, you know. It's because they were so strict on me, and like they would never let me go to parties and never let me do anything. You know, and now that I finally had a chance to do it, I just did it every fucking day, every night, you know, drinking, smoking, every fucking day. So that's 2 things. 3 is like, I feel like the biggest factor in you know, in this story, you know. And 3 is I was lost. You know, I was just a lost kid, you know. You imagine, my whole life I've been telling my parents that I want to be a doctor just to make them happy. You know, I want to go to school to be a doctor because that's what made them happy, you know. And now that time finally passed and I'm in fucking school for medical, you know, trying to be a nurse. And it's like, I'm fucking miserable in school, you know, I'm fucking miserable. You know, fuck all these classes, fuck school, you know, like I'm tired of this shit. Like I'm tired of like feeling mentally drained. I'm tired of fucking studying. I'm tired of staying up till 2, 3 in the morning. Like I'm just tired of all this shit, you know, like I don't want to fucking do this, but I can't find the courage to tell my mom I don't want to do this, you know. And this was like the beginning of the year. This was like maybe February, March. And so my ex, or my girl at the time, she was living with me, you know, and I just continued that lifestyle of like partying and drinking. But the thing is that she was the type to like want to do everything together, and I just never was the person that, you know, depended on anybody. I'm telling you guys, like from the moment I was a kid, like I quickly learned like to not depend on anybody. I learned to figure shit out on my own because I just didn't want to feel like I was bothering people with my problems. I was bothering my mom with like my homework when she's already tired and she's busy and she's cleaning and she's got to fucking feed 6 kids, you know. My brothers didn't go to school, so like I can't come to them and say, hey, help me out with this, you know. They're 18, 19, they have kids and a wife, you know. They had kids at a young age. They have their own fucking problems, you know. So I'm just a little fucking kid, you know, like just looking for guidance, you know. My dad was there, but he wasn't there, you get me? Like he was busy working all day every day. So like my dad was like just physically there, but as a parent I don't think he was there, you know. Like when I think back on my childhood, you know, my mom was the one who was always there, you know, always like, make sure you do good in school, you know, make sure you keep your head straight, this and that. It was always my mom being like both parents, you know. And so yeah, you know, like I never really had much of a relationship with most of my siblings because of the age difference. And so yeah, you know, I kept living a lifestyle, and eventually my girl got tired of that shit because, you know, I just didn't want to fucking do shit with her. I was too busy hanging out with the homies. I didn't want to do everything together. She wanted to do everything together. She moved in with me. I had her move in with me because she was having like living situations where she was going, you know, she was moving from house to house, you know, renting out a room with her mom. And she had just gotten kicked out, and I was like, a light bulb in my head, like ding, like, hey, I got an idea, you know, like what if you move in with me, you know, like I'm, you know, I was like kind of like saying, push your mom to the side and come move and live with me. And you know, she obviously said yes because she wanted to do everything together, you know. And it was a huge fucking mistake, and she moved in with me and we were living together for like 2-3 months, and then I just kept living my lifestyle of like doing shit by myself, and she just got fed up with it. And you know, just like any fucking woman would, you know, you're not gonna fucking support a man who's like doesn't fucking give you attention and this and that, you know, fucking going out with his friends, doesn't fucking give you a time of day. But at the same time, you know, it was like, I'm living my life, you constantly treat me like shit, my friends don't make me feel like shit, like I'm having fun, you know. And then one day she just like, when I was out partying, I came home like at 1 a.m, and my parents were waiting for me, and she was like still awake too. And I already knew there was going to be like a big discussion, and she pretty much had told my parents that like all I do is fucking smoke weed and hang out with my friends and drink and party. And like my parents were like shocked because I had been smoking since like 2015 or 2016, and they never fucking like realized it until like 2-3 years later when she told them. And so after she told them, like me and her had a big argument. It's like, how fucking dare you throw me under the fucking bus, acting like you don't fucking you never fucking smoke with me, like you don't fucking drink with me, like fuck you, like I don't want to be with you no more, like I can't be with you no more, like you treat me like shit. Like all that resentment I held for like the past 2-3 years that we were together, all those things that I never spoke up about, I let it all out on her. I just fucking completely let it all out on her. And yeah, like she, you know, it was embarrassing helping her move back in with her parents, you know, just seeing, you know, just showing my face around them. It was like embarrassing, you know. It's like, damn, you know, I had promised to, you know, I was going to be with her and keep your daughter, and you know, we were going to be together, and here she is back at your doorsteps, you know. Fuck it, you know, it is what it is, you know. I learned my shit. But yeah, you know, let's fast forward. Now we're moving towards like the middle of the year, you know. It's almost my 2017, what is that, 17/4? It's gonna be my 21st birthday. I'm single as fuck. I'm still fucking drinking, partying every fucking week. I'm on Tinder. And this time around on Tinder, like, your boy glowed up. You feel me? Your boy had a slight little glow up. You know, I had been going to the gym consistently. You know, all that depression from the relationship had me fucking exerting out all that energy at the gym. So your boy, you know, he was looking good, you know. I still had hair on my head. I still looked good. I was fresh. You feel me? I was buying clothes every week because I didn't really have too many bills to pay. You feel me? And I just learned how to talk to women, you know. I started learning how to spit game. I started learning how to like slide in the DMs. You know, I was fucking out and about, per se. You know, just doing my thing, living my life, you know, slanging dick out here. You know, I was a menace to the fucking society that I lived in. I was a menace to my community. I kid you not. Like, the shit that I was doing, I was wilding. But we passed that. So I'm like continuously just chilling. And I think there was like 2-3 months before the semester was going to end. And this was like a little bit before I broke up with my girl, right? Because once she moved out, that's when everything, like all the truth came out. So I think I had dropped out of class, or I dropped out of school like 2-3 months before the second semester ended of the second year. Like, this is going to be my second year almost done, and I dropped out. I was like, I can't do this shit no more. And you know, I'm tired of telling my parents I want to be a doctor. I'm tired of telling them I want to be a nurse. Like, I don't want to do any of this shit. Like, fuck all this shit. You feel me? Like, I don't want to do any of this. You know? And it was the beginning of me just like melting, like having a complete meltdown. Like, this false person that I had been for all these years, you know, this false person that I had trained myself to be from like middle school up until college, you know, this false personality, you know, this I want to be a doctor guy, this like, you know, person that I pretended to be for so long was like finally dying. And like the real me was like starting to like come out, you know. But at the same time, it was like I wasn't fully there, you get me? And so I dropped out, and I pretty much had fooled my parents into thinking that I was like going to school for the last 2 semesters when I really wasn't. Like, I would just leave from home and go chill and smoke, and then come back around 3 or 4 and go to work or some shit, you know? And so after that one night where like my girlfriend was waiting for me with my parents, like, we had a big discussion. You know, she found out I was smoking weed. I told her I didn't want to be with her, and then I told my parents, like, I'm not fucking going to school no more. Like, I'm done with this shit, you know? Like, I'm done with school. Like, I've had it, you know? Like, I don't want to fucking do this shit no more, you know? Like, this is not me, you know? This has never been me, you know? This never was me, you know? This was what I did this for you guys, you know? Because every time I fucking told you guys this, you guys would be happy. Because other than that, I felt like the biggest disappointment to your lives, you know? And me and my parents didn't talk for probably like about a month. And so, yeah, once again, like, I was like just lost. I was lost. You know, I had just not broken up, but because you gotta understand, like, we were on and off. Like, even after she went back to move with her parents, like, we were probably still on and off after that. You get me? We were on and off after that. And so I started hanging out with my coworkers and my managers a lot more. And then your boy turned 21. This was like probably 2 months after the whole argument with my parents, and it felt good, you know. It felt good. I was like, you know what, I'm working, I'm living my life. I haven't talked to my parents. They're like, you know, they're not in my life right now. They're not really talking to me. I don't really care, you know. I'm feeling happy, you know. I feel happy that I don't have to wake up and fucking pretend to be somebody that I'm not. You know, that made me really fucking happy. So I was just like, you know, happy. And then, you know, my parents finally decided to talk to me and say, you know what, you don't want to go to school? That's fine. But you're going to quit that job and you got to find a real job, because you're going to start like really paying bills. Like, you're going to really, really be paying bills now. You know, you don't want to go to school. We were helping you out because you wanted to go to school. That was the agreement. If you go to school, we'll help you out with whatever you need help with financially, you know. But now that you don't want to do it, you better fucking, you know, go all in with this working shit. And so, yeah, I turned 21. I was able to legally drink now, like go to bars, and that was a fucking horrible idea, because that's legit what I was fucking doing. Like, I turned 21 in June 19 of 2017, And then in July, first week, I quit Panda. And so after that, I found like a construction job with like my dad's friend. And I was getting good money there. I was getting paid like $90 a day, like 90 to $100 a day. Some days would be like 5 hour long. Some days would be 9 hours long. Fuck it. You know, it is what it is, you know, but what I loved was I was getting paid cash. And so I was still on Tinder doing my thing. I was getting a lot more money now, which was not good because I still wasn't right. Like I still was like fucking going out, drinking every fucking weekend, man. You know, like it was every fucking weekend I'd be at the same fucking cheap ass bar from fucking 11 to fucking 3 in the morning, closing out the bar. I would fucking walk in there with fucking $700-800 and I'd fucking walk out with like $100-200, and I would just magically wake up in my bed and I would check my bank account and I just, you know, had no recall or no memory of what happened the night before. And it was a weekly thing. Blacking out at the fucking bar was just a weekly thing. You know, it was a weekly thing. I got paid cash every single Friday. So Saturday, Sunday, I was at the fucking bar just taking shots after shots, not even remembering half the shots that I was drinking. I was fucking paying for random ass people's drinks, just fucking buying people drinks and shit. And yeah, July, I think in August is when I like officially broke up with my ex. Like it was the last, like this was the official like last time we broke up. Like this was it. Like I told myself like this is it, you know, like after this, like I'm never gonna talk to you ever again. And so I broke up with her, and that ended our 5-year relationship. And it was on a Wednesday, and so on a Friday I go out drinking, because I don't want to say it was because of her, but it was definitely because of how I was feeling. Like I had never been heartbroken before. I had never felt this way. And yeah, you know, I went out to one bar. I got pretty fucking shit-faced there, and then I still drove drunk to the next bar. And yeah, man, I got fucked over, and you know, a lot of shit happened, and a lot of shit fucking, you know, we'll talk about all this shit in the next fucking episode. But pretty much, man, I made some decisions that like really fucked my life over. You know, I made some choices in 2017 that have affected me up until September 9th of this year. September 9th of this year, I finally completed my community service, and it ended a 5-year legal battle that I had. And yeah, man, it's crazy that, you know, I kept telling myself growing up, one day I'm going to tell my parents that I don't want to do this, that I'm not happy, you know, doing this, you know, I want to do what I want to do. And I just kept giving myself that false illusion of like the right time, the perfect time, you know, like, and really, I guess this is what the episode is about. This is why I truly believe that there is no such thing as like the right time or the perfect moment. You know, like a lot of times we need to go out and create those opportunities for ourselves. You know, those opportunities are not going to come knocking at our doors. You know, a lot of times people say, oh, I'm going to wait, you know, I really like this girl, I'm going to wait for the right moment to ask her out. Or, you know, I have a problem with this guy, I'm going to wait for the right moment. There is no such thing as the right moment of when to do things. You just really have to fucking grab the fucking bull by the horns. You have to grab the bull by the horns and just take action. You know, you have to take action. You know, like when you really want something in life, you know, when you truly have a passion, something that you truly fucking want out of life, you can't wait for it. You know, like you have to fucking mentally envision yourself being where you want to be 5 years from now, you know. And every single time you tell yourself, I'm going to wait for the right moment, all you're really doing is just wasting time. Because every single time that fucking hand fucking ticks and talks, you're just wasting seconds of your life. You're just wasting seconds trying to create a scenario that's never truly going to happen, because life is unpredictable. You know, you never know what's going to happen. So stop trying to plan things and stop thinking that time is going to, like, you know, work to your favor. Time isn't going to work to your favor. You get me? When someone dies, time still keeps going. You get me? When you fucking get your heart broken and you think it's the end of the world, it's not. Time is still going to keep moving forward, and you can't get caught up, you know, trying to stop time, trying to be sad, trying to, you know, you can't. You have to get up, you gotta dust yourself off, and you gotta keep pushing forward, because if not, you're literally just wasting time. You get me? Once again, this is my personal opinion, but I truly believe that there is no such thing as the right time. You know, when you truly have a passion and when you truly have a vision, you have to go out there and get it and conquer it and take it, you know, make it yours. You know, don't fucking wait for nothing. You know, you know how long it took me to, like, actually fucking start streaming, to actually fucking settle my ass down and fucking start streaming. And I constantly regret the fact that I tell myself, if I would have fucking started doing this shit years ago, when I fucking first started doing this shit, I'd be in a way different position than where I am now. And I'm not complaining, you know, I'm not complaining of where I'm at right now. I love where I'm at right now, because, you know, there is no such thing as the right time. Once again, you know, this is a marathon. It's not a race. You know, it's not who gets to fucking 10K followers first, or who becomes fucking successful off of Twitch first. No, it's not a fucking race. Everyone goes at their own pace. There is no such thing as, like, you know, oh, by the age of 30 you have to have a house and a kid and a wife and a stable career, and you know, you gotta have this and that. Like, no, it's not true. There are people who are fucking successful at the age of 18, and there are people who are 45, 46, still in fucking school trying to get their degree. You know, and I give all my respect to those fucking people, because I don't know how many times I tell myself I want to go back to school, but I hesitate because I'm so embarrassed that I'm gonna be a fucking 30-year-old in a fucking classroom full of fucking 18, 19, 20-year-olds, you know. And it just, at times, as much as you don't want it to, it makes you feel like your life is not together. You feel me? And that's all because of the social media constructs that we create in our head. Like, we paint pictures in our heads based off, like, of the way that we see so much shit on Instagram, so much shit on Twitter, people just posting up, oh, I fucking got a brand new car, or, you know, this and that. Fuck all that. You know, I don't believe in any of that bullshit. You know, fuck social media, fuck Instagram, fuck all that. The only reason why I keep it is because this is for my people. You know, like, if I want to be a fucking streamer, it's kind of like hand in hand to have an Instagram, to have a TikTok, to have a Twitter. You know, you got to have a place to share. But in terms of, like, my own personal social media, I could care less if I follow more accounts than people following me, or if I get 5 likes per picture. You know, I could give a fuck about that. You know, like, what truly matters is, like, who are you as a person? You know, who do you claim to be? You know, like, how are you around your friends? And when your friends aren't there, like, who really are you? Like, do you just be real when your friends are there, and the moment they turn around, you just fucking talk shit about them? Like, where's your integrity at? You feel me? Like, where's your fucking heart at? Where's your fucking morals, your principles? Like, that's what truly fucking matters to me. You get me? And so social media just really fucks with a lot of people, because most of the times people just want to post the good and they never post the bad. You know, they never post the bad. Me, I just post whatever the fuck I feel like. If you see me tweeting, if you see me fucking posting a bunch of depressing shit, I might be going through a little moment, but I can guarantee you that an hour later I'll probably fucking post some fucking dumbass shit that might make you think, is this motherfucker depressed? Is he happy? Is he sad? Like, I don't give a fuck. You know, I'll keep motherfuckers guessing. You know, the real ones are the ones who are truly gonna tune in and say, hey bro, like, how you feeling today? How you doing today? You know, and I appreciate every single person who does that for me in my life, you know, because I can't do that. You know, I'm not good at communicating. You know, I've never been one to talk about feelings and emotions, because growing up I never had that. Growing up in my family, I never was able to come and tell my mom how I'm feeling or how school was or how this or how that was. I came home straight to my fucking room and I did my homework. If I had questions for on my homework, I had nobody to fucking turn to. I had no one to fucking ask, because there was nobody there for me. There was nobody there for me but myself. So I've never truly depended on anybody in my whole fucking life. So that's why being in relationships is really tough for me. It's a tough, challenging thing for me, especially when the other person is like so codependent. Like, they want to have you around, they want to keep you around. Me, it's like I can't do that. Like, as much as I have my moments where like I'm truly like, there, lovey-dovey, cuddling, doing this and that, like, I need my fucking space. Like, I need my personal space. I need my alone time. I need time to figure shit out for myself. And it doesn't mean that I don't love you any less or that I want to fucking break up with you. It just means that I need my fucking time. And some people just don't understand that. And it can get very stressful. But once again, guys, the whole topic of conversation was, is there such thing as a right time? Based off of the life that I have lived, based off the experiences that I have, and this is just me speaking solely for myself. I'm not speaking for everybody or for anybody other than myself. In my own opinion, I don't believe there is such thing as a right time. I've learned through my experiences that when I want something, like, I've seen myself in action. Like, I've seen myself, like, I can be the biggest, laziest motherfucker out there, but when I truly fucking set my mind and my fucking heart to it, I fucking put my everything into it. And I don't like talking about myself, but if there's one thing that I truly love about me, and this is crazy because I really don't love a lot of things about me. I don't see a lot of things that are great about me, And this is not me trying to look for sympathy or anything, but if there's one thing that I truly love about myself, is that I fucking give my all to everything. I fucking put my heart and I put my fucking passion, I put my sweat, blood, and fucking tears into anything I fucking do. It doesn't fucking matter if I'm fucking working at McDonald's, if I'm fucking working construction, if I'm doing this or that. It doesn't fucking matter what the fuck I'm doing. When I fucking truly want to fucking do something, I put my everything into it. You feel me? I put my fucking blood, sweat, tears, my love. I'll fucking stay up every single fucking night fighting for it, trying to get it. When I truly want something, nothing stands in my way. And when you truly want something out of life, I promise you guys, the universe will help you. Like, the universe is gonna help you achieve that and get that. You feel me? But you're not gonna fucking get it dreaming about it all fucking day, all fucking night, sitting on your ass, just saying, damn, like 5 years from now, 6 years from now, I'm gonna be successful, let me just kick back. No, motherfucker, get your ass up and get to work. The choices you make today, the way you go about your fucking time today, is gonna impact you in the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Everything you fucking do today is gonna affect you in the next couple of years. Or at least when it comes to important decisions. You get me? Important life decisions. At the end of the day, what's meant to be yours will be yours, you guys. I can promise you that. Don't ever be afraid to lose somebody or lose something, because at the end of the day, if that thing was meant to be yours, it was gonna be yours. And you just gotta let go and live and let God. Just let go and let God, you feel me? Just let go and understand that if that thing was truly, at the end of the day, gonna be yours, if it was gonna be yours to have for the rest of your life, it's gonna be there waiting for you. You could search the whole world looking for this thing, and it could be right in front of you and you won't even notice it. Because sometimes in life, through different times in our lives we go through different things, you know. To say that you're the same person you were a year or two ago is bullshit. To say that you're the same person you were a week or two ago is bullshit, you know. Change is part of fucking life. We've been changing all our lives, you know. It's fucking evolution, you guys. If you want to fucking survive, you got to change the way you fucking think. Like, if you want to fucking leave the world a better place than it was, then you better be ready to constantly be changing. As humans, as animals, as anything, the only way you truly grow is through change. You don't grow through being comfortable. You get fucking lazy through being comfortable. You get fucking comfortable doing something, you're just like, oh, I know how to do it, you know, I'm chilling, I don't gotta worry about it. No, motherfucker. Go out and do something that you're not comfortable with, you know. Go out and fucking challenge yourself. Stop being lazy, you know. The moment you say you know something, the moment you say, oh, I know, you cancel out all the possibilities to learn, you know. There's a fucking quote out there that says, all I know is that I don't know. And if you don't understand what that means, is like, when you don't know something, it's like if I tell you, if you don't know what the fuck a phone is and I tell you, what is this, you're gonna say you don't know. What does that do? It opens up your mind to curiosity. It opens up your mind to like want to know, to like want to gain knowledge, to want to like learn. If I tell you, do you know what this is? I know, it's a phone. And that's it. That's where the conversation ends. Because you claim you know what you think it is, that's it. There is no room for growth. There is no room for learning. There is no room to gain knowledge, because you have already settled down on the idea that you know what this is, or you know what it is. Yeah, I mean, so, you know, guys, like, I may be late into my life, or at least I feel like I'm late into my life. I'm 25 right now. I'm like mid-30s, you know, and I really wish I would have started streaming a lot sooner, but this whole like brand new DRX, like this whole brand new undress, like this whole brand new person of like, I'm not gonna be a victim. I'm not gonna make myself a victim of my own problems. I'm gonna start speaking up for myself. I'm gonna fucking confront people when something is wrong. I'm gonna stop people pleasing, and I'm gonna start loving myself and pleasing myself. This whole version of me that you guys like kind of get to see, it's new. Like, it's new. Like, every time people come in and like say that I'm this positive person or this and that, like, it's all new, you know. It's new to me, you know. People might think that I've been fucking like this for years. No, man, like, I kid you not, I was the most negative, depressed fucking person from middle school all the way up to like fucking after college, you know. I was depressed, you know. I was just depressed, sad, because I was just living a life that wasn't me, you know. I was forced to like, you know, make my parents happy, you know. My parents, you know, gave me the pressure of, you're the last kid, you know, like, all your other brothers didn't go to school, didn't do this, didn't do that, so now we're gonna put all that pressure on you. You can't go out, you can't have friends, or you can't go out to parties, you can't have distractions, you can't have a girlfriend, you can't go out to sleepovers with your cousins, you can't do any of that, you know. I was restricted from fucking being a kid because I had the pressure of like, I need to go to school and I need to be something in my life, and I want my parents to be proud of me, and I want to bring back a diploma one day so that my dad can tell me that he loves me and that he's proud of me, you know. That's all I've ever wanted out of life, is you know, for my parents to tell me that they're proud of me, you know, that they're proud of who I am today and who I've become, you know. I may not have a fucking college degree or a diploma, and that's okay, you know, but don't judge me by any of that, you know. If you're ever gonna judge me by my character, you know. Judge me by my personality, you know. Just yesterday, I ain't gonna talk about it, you know. I don't like talking about the kind things that I do, you know. I just fucking do them, you know. I've helped out so many fucking people that are, you know, in so many ways, and, you know, at the end of the day, it's so conflicting, because I think what it was for me is I was just pleasing the wrong people, you know. And I'm not trying to say that my parents are the wrong people, but I had a lot of fake friends that I was just trying to keep happy. A lot of shit that I fucking kept to myself to avoid drama, to avoid conflict. And at the end, I should have just fucking spoke up, because now they're all gone. You know, they're no longer here. You know, but today, the person I am today is like, I've grown so much mentally. I've become so aware. I've become so open-minded. I've become so like empathetic. I've learned to like communicate with people. I've learned to understand people, you know, like, and I just love it, you know. And you know, it was all because I decided to take action, you know, because I kept telling myself to stop waiting for the right moment, you know, because if I would have kept telling myself to keep waiting for the right moment, I promise you guys, I'd still be in that fucking dark spot. I'd still be fucking in that fucking hole that I dug in for myself, you know. I'd still be down there waiting for the right moment, you know. And it's because I decided to take action. It's because I wanted better for myself that I chose to take action. And, you know, I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but I'm definitely in a space that's a lot better than where I was before. And, you know, I still have my moments where I fall, you know. Like, it's conflicting for me, because as much as I don't want to be a people pleaser, I do get an extreme amount of happiness from helping other people achieve their goals. You feel me? Like, if there's something that I love doing and that I'm always going to love doing, is I'm always going to love helping people out. Like, no matter what. Like, if there's always someone who's has less than me or just needs anything, like, if I really fuck with you, I drop everything for that person. You know, we might not talk for like every day consistently, because I'm just not the type of person to communicate with people every day. But when they hit me up and they say I need help, you bet your fucking ass I fucking drop everything for that person. You get me? So yeah, guys, that was it for my story. That was just one big story that broke off into multiple stories, but that's pretty much how I became who I am, you know. And this all happened in 2017. I went to Mexico in March, and it was my first time going to Mexico in about 5 years. I saw a lot of friends and family that I had not seen in years, so like saying hi to those people was just so fucking weird, because the last time I saw them we were all just fucking kids, and now this time it's like we're all fucking adults now. Some of them have family, some of them have kids. And so I met up with some of the closest friends that I had growing up that I hadn't seen in years, and you know, we were both like going through shit in our lives, you know, just like going through similar things in our lives. And it's, once again, it's like I tell you guys, I feel like destiny is real. Like, I feel like everyone is destined for things. So basically, like, what happened is, like, you know, I was really contemplating on not going to Mexico. Like, I was really not going to go until the last day. Something just told me, you know what, fuck it, just go. And so I go. And I thought I was going to be miserable there, because I just didn't want to fucking associate with anybody. And then I see my homies there, and I'm just like, bro, like, no way you guys are here. And we caught up. You know, they shared a little bit about their life. I shared a little bit about mine. We were both kind of going through, like, similar things. And one night, around 2 a.m, we decided to walk to the cemetery. You know, it's like a little cemetery where a lot of my family members and his family members have passed away. You know, it's like a little village. So like the cemetery is for everybody in that village, you know. So it's me, him, and a couple other homies, and we're walking to the cemetery. You know, just the night is beautiful. There's lots of stars out. You're in Mexico, so like just the air looks different out there. The sky looks different. Everything is just more clear. And you know, I visit my sister. I probably hadn't seen her in about 5-6 years. She's my older sister. She passed away before I was born, but I've always felt like this weird connection with her. And so I want to go visit her. I want to go talk to her. Tell her that I loved her and that, I'm always thinking of her, and that I'm sad that I was never able to meet her, but that I'm happy for what she has done for my family. Because, like, my sister passing away was a big turning point in my family, and it opened up a lot. It's crazy that I'm saying this, but her death opened up a lot of opportunities for my family, because of her passing away. And she didn't do anything, she was just a little girl. She was in a car with two of my aunts, or three of my aunts, and they got hit by a drunk driver, and two of my aunts and my sister passed away. And because of that, a lot of things happened. And when I was born, our family was just like in a better position, financially. And it was thanks to her that, I have a lot of the things that I have today, and it's kind of fucked up to say, but like it's because of her passing that, like, I have a lot of the things that, my brothers didn't have growing up. And so, yeah, it was nice to go and like have one-on-one time with her and talk to her. And then we went to my homie's, like, to his grandparents, and he had a word with his grandparents, and then we just shared a couple stories about them, like, from what we know. And on the way back, like, coming back from, like, the cemetery, like, we're feeling good, it just felt like we let out a lot of things that, like, we needed to let out. And so I kind of feel like this fresh, like, brand new, like this brand new fresh of air. And so I'm talking with the homie, and he's telling me about this book, this book called The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, and he's kind of like giving me like a little rundown of like what he's read from the book and like what he takes out of the book, and for those of you who don't know what the book looks like, this is it right here. And he tells me, like, this book, bro, like, it's really changed my way of thinking. It's changed my mentality. It's a book about, like, chasing your passions and following your dreams. And, like, he pretty much just tells me, like, a brief summary of what he's read. And he's like, look, bro, like, this book really fucking changed my mentality and my way of thinking. Or, like, at least it's helping me change my way of thinking. And so I had to leave back to the US like 2 days later. So 2 days later, I'm back in the airport, and in the airport there's Wi-Fi. And I open my iPhone, I go on Apple Books, and I just instantly download and buy the book, The Alchemist. And so I'm in the airport, and I just start reading it. And then I'm inside the airplane, and I'm reading it. And then I get off the airplane, and I'm reading it. And I'm on my way back home from LAX, and I'm finishing the book. You feel me? I ran through, I want to say, like, maybe 100, 200, 300 pages. I've pretty much read the book front to back in the span of like 6-7 hours. And this book, man, like, I credit my personal growth, like, I guess the moment where I decided to, like, be me, like, I credit all that to this book. Like, if it wasn't for this book, and for me going to Mexico, and for me going to the cemetery, and for me, like, sharing those moments with those friends, like there is no way that all that was planned, like, I felt like it was just destined to happen, like, something told me to go to Mexico, and I fucking took that opportunity, and I went, and I did it. And when I read this book, the book was pretty much just literally, like, it was pretty much giving off a story that, like, of a person that was, like, literally just me, a person who, like, just felt completely lost in a world where, like, he got lost chasing his passions, he got lost chasing his ambitions, and he finally decided to stand up and, like, tell his parents, hey, this is what I want to do, And his parents at first fucking said, no, like, this is what you're gonna do. Hi, Han. How you doing?
Hello, motherfucker.
And so this book is pretty much just, like, fucking mind-blowing, bro. Like, so, like, he pretty much, like, is this kid, and he grows up on a farm. and he tells his dad one day, like, Dad, I want to be a pastor. Or like he tells his dad, Dad, I want to like see the world, you know, like I want to explore the world, and like I want to go out and see the world. And his dad tells him, well, you better like get to work and make money or become a pastor, because those are the only two ways you're ever going to be able to explore the world. And so it pretty much kind of like just broke his dreams of like whatever he wanted to do. And then one day on his 18th birthday, his dad comes to him and he says, I have these gold coins. I want you to take these gold coins, you know, use them to buy yourself a flock of sheep and be a pastor and follow your dreams, you know. And so this guy like does that, you know. His parents supported him. He bought his sheep and he started exploring the world. You get me? Like he started exploring the world because he had a dream that he had seen the pyramids in Egypt, even though he has never been to Egypt in his life. And this story is based off of like, you know, centuries ago, before there was cars and trains and planes, you know, when people still had to like, you know, walk through the fucking forest to get from one village to the next village, you know. And so he does that, you know, like he starts exploring the world, like trying to like find out where he can like find these pyramids that he's seen in his dreams, you know. Like he's seen these pyramids in his dreams and he's never been to Egypt. And every time he explains this dream to people, he's like, how do you know that Egypt has pyramids? He's like, I don't. I just know that I seen them in a dream. And so that's literally his personal story. Like that's his passion, you know. And like he decided to go out and go after it, you know. And it's like I tell you guys, like when you truly put your heart and soul into your passions and what you love doing, the universe will conspire to help you get that. So, you know, the universe started throwing him little signs, you know, like little signs here and there that like, you know, you're going the right way, even though you think you're lost, because you have tunnel vision. Like all you're seeing is this when the world is really this. You get me? And so he just feels lost this whole time. Like, how the fuck do I get to Egypt? Where is Egypt? You know, like, how am I gonna get to Egypt? I'm fucking broke. I have no money. All I have is sheep. He makes his money like cutting off the wool of the sheep and selling it, but he doesn't want to like sell any of his sheep. Like he's grown fond of them. Like he loves his sheep, you know. Like someone offers to buy his sheep off of him and he says no. Like you know, he doesn't want to let go. And so yeah, like he pretty much follows. I can't go too deep into the book, but all these signs are like people that he just randomly meets, like random ass people from like just doing random ass shit. Like he just like, it's like me just randomly deciding to go to Mexico, you know, and deciding to do that, you know, and everything that came out of it, all because I decided to fucking go. Like same thing with this guy, you know, like he's just fucking taking these chances, you know. He doesn't even know if they're gonna guarantee him anything. Like he's just fucking making choices. And so little by little, like he just like at the end of the day, like he makes it to Egypt and he sees the pyramids and he finds like what he's been looking for, only to find out that like, you know, he traveled all the way back home and everything that he wanted and everything that he was searching for was in the same fucking home that he left to go out and search for what he wanted. You get me? Like it's kind of hard to explain. It's a very, very like crazy, like mind-blowing like book about like chasing your dreams and passions and like not being scared to like, you know, go after it, you know, not being scared of like what people are gonna think and like, you know. And that's what I tell you guys. Like I wish I would have streamed earlier, you know. I kept telling myself, oh, I'm gonna stream once I get a PC, once I get a monitor, once I get this, once I get that, I'm gonna really start streaming. When in reality I had the power to like do it, you know. And it was all just me waiting for the right moment, waiting for the right time. And I just kept telling myself the right time, the right time. You know how many months and years I wasted waiting for the right time, when the right time was literally the moment that I decided to just start acting, you know. And yeah, guys, like I really do recommend this book. If you guys are are into reading and enjoy reading, then I would recommend that you guys fucking read this book. This book is fucking amazing. I bought this book for myself. I have gifted this book to many of my friends who enjoy reading. Like, I legit bought this book and gave it to them. And I have my own physical copy. I can show you guys so you guys don't think I'm capping. I just gotta pee real quick. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, I had to pee. So just to show you guys that I'm not capping, I have the book right here, like literally right on my PC desk, because, and if you see, I have it bookmarked because I'm constantly rereading this book. Like, every time I need to remind myself that, like, I'm not lost, you know, I'm exactly where I need to be, you know. Every time I think that, like, my life isn't where it's supposed to be. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you guys can't see. Every time I tell myself, like, damn, bro, like, I'm 25, I don't have this yet, I haven't accomplished this yet, I haven't done this. Every time I'm feeling down and low, I legit read this book, and this book just serves as, like, a fresh reminder that, like, you're not lost, you know, you're just living the course of your life, and the path and the life that you live is not going to be the same life that everyone else lives. You know, it's not going to be the same path that everyone else goes through. Like, everyone goes through their own paths, you get me? And this book really, like, changed my life. It helped me to stop becoming like a victim of my own problems. It opened up my mind. It made me very, very spiritual. Like, this is probably the book that initiated, like, me becoming a very spiritual person. And, like, every time I talk about energy and this and that, it's all through because of this. Like, energy is real, you guys. Energy exists. Like, energy is an actual fucking thing, you know. Like, spirituality is beautiful, and it's nice to be in tune with your own body sometimes, to be in tune with things bigger than you. You know, sometimes when you truly put yourself out of your own physical being, and you see the world for what it really is and how big it is and how beautiful it is, you start to understand that the things that you stress about and the things that you complain about are really so tiny and minuscule that they're not even worth your time and energy. You get me? So, you know, you guys, like, if you guys love reading, please read this book. If you don't have money, hit me up. I will fucking buy this book for you if you honestly are going to read it. But you gotta promise me that you're gonna read it. Like, because if you promise me that you're gonna read it and I pay for it and I ask you how is it and you bullshit me, I'm never gonna fucking talk to you again. You feel me? Because this is me right here. Like, this is me as a person. Like, if you fuck with me and like you want to see where the fuck I'm coming from, like, read this book, you know. And if you can't, I'll pay for it, but you better fucking read this shit. And if you do read it, please tell me. Like, look, I'll even show you. I have notes in here, you guys. Like, I've written in this book. Like, I write notes in this shit. Like, maybe not everywhere, but like I write notes on it, you know. Like, I've written notes about like the quotes. This book is like heavily quotable. Like, there's so much fucking shit that you can quote from this book and like take, and there's so many beautiful quotes that like you can like truly learn from, and like just a lot of like eye-opening shit, you get me? But you guys, the main thing about that I want everybody to take from today's episode, the main idea that I want everyone to get from this fucking podcast is that if there's something that you want out of life, if there's a person that, you know, you want to fucking talk to or that you like, if there's a passion or a dream that you have, a hobby that you have, something that you want to do with your life that like you truly want, and like, you know, just something that you're passionate about, you know, if you truly have that, chase that feeling, you get me? Don't ever let anyone fucking tell you that you can't do this or do that, or that you won't do this or you won't do that, you get me? Like, don't ever let anyone tell you how to live your life. When you truly want something, please do not sit and wait for things to happen, because the only thing that's going to happen when you sit and wait for the right moment is that years are going to pass, months are going to pass, weeks, days, hours, minutes, seconds, they're all going to pass, and you're just going to be staying there idly. You're just going to be like a parked car, just staying there, just waiting for the right moment to approach. And that right moment is never ever going to come. All right? You are the owner of your own world. How you see things, how you think is yours, and completely different than everybody else. You get me? So in that sense, if you have the same power to be happy and choose to be happy, you will be happy. It's easier said than done. It takes a lot of time and practice to learn and practice happiness and be happy, and learn to let go and learn to forgive people, and learn to, like, you know, face your problems instead of running from them and blaming other people for your shortcomings. Instead of blaming other people for your problems, fix them. You get me? Like, do not wait for the right time to stream. Don't wait for the right moment to ask the girl out. Don't wait for the right moment to tell your parents how you feel about something, to tell anyone how you truly feel about what's true to you. You know, don't wait for it. You know, go out and do it. You know, take a leap of faith. You know, you live once. That doesn't mean go out and do some crazy shit that's gonna get you fucking killed. It means go out and experience life. Live life. Experience your life. Live your life. Don't live somebody else's life. You get me? Don't live your life through other people's expectations. You know, fuck people's expectations. You know, the only expectations that should matter are the expectations that you have for yourself. And if you have a partner in your life, then yes, it is okay to have expectations for that person. You expect that person to be loyal. You know what? Fuck that. You can't expect anybody to be loyal. You can't. Like, you just really have to be you and be yourself and hope that the other person is who they claim they are. And at the end of the day, if shit doesn't go right, at least you can say for your own self that you were 100, you were straight, you kept that shit real as fuck. That person might have flopped, that person might have done this and that, but me, I kept it 100 through thick and thin. When shit hit the fan, I was there. When shit was good, I was there. When shit was bad, I was there. No matter what, I always stayed true and real. You know, I never fucking, you know. So guys, please, 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 if you have dreams, hold on to them dearly. You know, hold on to those dreams. Hold on to those passions. Hold on to everything that makes you you. And don't let anyone ever take you away from yourself. Give yourself a time of day to care for yourself, to think about what you like, to think about what you want. You know, if you're sad, it's okay to be sad. You know, it's okay to be down and be sad and be hurt. It's okay, because those are feelings, and those feelings are what makes us humans. You know, it's okay. Like, everyone is sad. It's bullshit to say that everyone is happy all the time, because it's not true. No one is happy all the time. We all go through a roller coaster of emotions throughout the whole fucking day, you know. But be sad about it, cry about it, but pick yourself up, wipe those fucking tears off, remind yourself that you're a badass bitch, that you're a fucking king, that you're a fucking queen. I know your fucking self-worth. I understand who you are and appreciate and give value to yourself. And when you fill yourself with love, when you completely fill yourself with love, you're gonna give love. You feel me? If I'm full of love to the point where I can't contain it, I'm gonna share that love with everybody else, you know, versus if I'm full of hate, I'm gonna share that hate with everybody else. You get me? So whenever someone fucking tries to talk shit to you or make you feel like, you know, like they're trying to make you feel bad, understand that that's coming from somewhere within them. They're not happy with their own lives. Something in their life, either in their past or in their present, you know, is fucking with them, and it's not allowing them to be happy. Because a person that is full of love and a person that loves himself is never ever gonna fucking bring hate to someone else. You get me? It just doesn't make sense. You know, when you're full of love, you share that love. If you're full of hate, you share that hate. But you should never ever take it personal, because at the end of the day, everyone is going through shit, and people just project whatever they're going through. You feel me? DRX Army, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to everyone who showed up today. If you guys missed the beginning of the podcast, or you guys missed how the podcast started, if you guys are interested in trying to find the rest of this conversation, just know that all these videos are uploaded to my YouTube. No different with this one. And once again, big shout outs to everyone that's purchased a fucking DRX sweater. I honestly did not expect anyone to fucking purchase a sweater. So every single person who's bought one has just completely caught me off by surprise. Like, every time I see someone telling me that they bought one, my heart just like I love you. Thank you for supporting my dream. Thank you for supporting my vision. You know, I promise you that my dream, guys, my vision is, I'm just a giver. I'm a healer. And one day, maybe not today, maybe not next year, maybe not 2 years from now, but I promise you guys, I am going to be successful. I promise you guys, when you guys hear my name, I'm going to be somebody, you know, and I'm going to fucking put everybody on. You feel me? I'm going to give back so fucking hard to everybody. I'm going to fucking give back to the community. I'm going to fucking just give back, because I am not selfish. I am selfless. And I just love fucking helping people get from A to B. You know, if someone has a fucking plan and, you know, they need help fucking doing something, I'm all in. You feel me? Like, if I fuck with you, if I fuck with your vision and I fuck with your character and who you are, I'm all in, baby. You got no question to ask. Like, I'm fucking ride or die to the fucking end, you feel me? If you're someone who wants something better out of their life, if you're trying to get yourself out of this position that you're in and you're trying to do better for yourself, I'm gonna fucking do what I can to help you out. You feel me? Like, I'll do my best to try and be there for you. I can't promise you that I'm going to be there for you every single day. But when you fucking have a problem and you need someone to talk to and you fucking hit me up, I will be there for you. You get me? And I'm going to try and continue this throughout my whole fucking life. Whether I'm fucking rich or broke or fucking successful or a failure, it's never going to change me. At the end of the day, I am who I am. And I just love helping people. Once again, you guys, appreciate you guys. This has been the DRXPerience podcast show, episode number 3. We are wrapping things up right now. Y'all see the fucking merch. We look fucking fly. Hold up. Feel me? If y'all want to cop yourselves a sweater, y'all know where to fucking find the links. If y'all want to fucking follow me on my socials, I would appreciate y'all. Let's fucking grow. Alright, let's get this shit popping on the IG and on Twitter. Alright. For now, it's been your boy DRX. I'm gonna catch all you beautiful fucking faces and all you beautiful fuckers in a couple of minutes when I restart the stream. But I need to end this stream and post it on YouTube. So we gonna be right back in a couple of minutes. I'm signing off. I appreciate everybody. Make sure you guys watching on YouTube to hit the like, fucking comment on anything that you like. Comment on what your opinion is. You know, I really hope to get more people fucking, you know, I want to have an episode where like I invite somebody on here to like come and argue, not really argue, but just share opinions. Hopefully we can start getting people to come in and, you know, not be afraid to like share and speak and talk. That would be fucking amazing. It'd be nice to have a different opinion up in this bitch. But let me get a sweater. It's cold out here. Mans is acting like he ain't the first one to have the sweater though. Like, he may not have been the first to purchase it, but my man Snorlax was literally the first person to fucking actually have it on and wear it. He fucking beat me to it. And I'm a little salty about that, because mine is rocking my merch before I'm rocking my own merch. But now we matching. I'm going to have to cop a white one just to fucking match with my boy Snorlax. But yeah, you guys, I appreciate you guys. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to catch you guys next week for episode number 4. This has been your boy DRX signing out of the DRXPerience. I will catch you guys later. Peace.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Adios, bitches.